Welcome back onto the Mindcrack. We're back at spawn, and we're gonna do a little work on the map room. Specifically, we're going to give a makeover or another phase of work to the outer area, to the gardeny stuff, and we're going to do some touch-ups to the outer wall, give it a little more detailing. But as per usual, I like to look around, see what all has changed. Not a whole lot has changed. We've got a cart here with BOO's, what's he called? The Lucky Box? Yeah, the Lucky Box. Now, I saw how it worked, and I don't feel like getting TNT'd. We've got some Seth Bling physics in action right here. Pretty genius. And then BTC has added like I think it's basically like a KFC, where you can get chicken automatically cooked. And I think that's about it. That's visible from here anyway. Let me munch on some food. So haven't done too much yet. I wanted to start with start the video without too much done beforehand, so we can sort of see the progress the garden takes from the beginning of the video to the end of the video. Hopefully make some good progress. So let's pop up onto this guy, how about, and take a look. I thought that torch was free floating, but is planted in the ground. Okay, so I've done a little bit off camera. The only thing I've done is I added these paths to each side, and I rerouted the rivers a little bit so that they would pass through where the bridge was, because the bridge basically passes right through the center, or the bridge is in the very center of this, and so I had to reroute some of the river and do some additional smoothing to get the curves to look acceptable. What I'd like to do today is add some trees, some paths, and maybe some like little details, like some little bonsai trees, that kind of thing, in some potted plants, some ground clutter, maybe some little. I don't want it to be so flat, so uniformly flat, and increase the depth of the river in places. All those kind of details to give it a little bit more vibrancy. And then also, first, I am going to update the outer wall, similar manner to what I did with the inner wall, mostly by replacing certain elements made of cobble with other elements made out of stone brick. I like the way it's shaped, but I think it could use an update with materials. Like right here, for instance, let's use this gate. So this right here, this kind of looks like a pole holding up the top of this gate. And the overall shape here is of a circle, which I was really happy with the shape of it, how it looks like a circle. But this is supposed to look like a pole, and since it's all cobblestone, it all has the very same texture. That sort of idea gets lost a little bit. Let's go ahead and make a permanent, or not permanent, but a reusable way up, rather than just pillaring. So let's look at it for a second. How much do I want to replace to make brick? We could just make the whole thing brick. Yeah, let's make the whole thing brick and see what that looks like. And this is the only thing I sort of have to figure out. The other things, like these little guys right here, I'm going to do basically the exact same thing I did there. So that's kind of already figured out. These guys are going to become stone bricks, and then there's going to be a foundation underneath here. I have to decide whether that's going to be 1 wide or 3 wide. Like 1 wide here, or 3 wide to encompass these little guys. This wall is 3 wide. Just something to think about. Okay, let's see. These are slabs. And then underneath here we've got full blocks. Okay, let's replace all of those. And then slabs. I think we had 3, yes. And then you become a stair. Can I get up there now? Yep, still good. Can still get up. Okay. So that, we need one more stone brick, and then one stone brick's there. And then I think that's it. Let's look. Okay, much better. Let's also, just so I can get the point across, for my own visual confirmation, and also to illustrate what I was talking about. Yeah, I think that's better. See, this now looks like more like a pole holding that up. We've differentiated the different blocks. So I think that's a good addition. I'm going to basically replace everything but the fences with bricks, for the most part. And some of the foundation I think I may leave as cobblestone. But I think we can pretty safely change up just about all of the stuff that is not stone walls into bricks. All right, the outer wall is updated, and I am pretty happy with the results. So, like I said before, I replaced all of these column type things with bricks instead of cobblestone. And I spaced out these guys because they were a little cramped. I think there was actually one more kind of squeezed into the corner here, and I removed it. And so, here, let's just pop down. Oh, hit that ladder. Hit that ladder, stall. Before, all these guys had 1 block gaps. And there was an extra one squeezed into the end there. And it was all based off of the proportion system I set up with the grid. Each of these was the gap at each one of these things right there. Each one of those was a gap. But you'll notice as we come here, there's no longer a gap because I moved them over. I took one out. I think it's important not to be... Oh my gosh! Look at this guy. Disco dancer. Oh, he stopped. He got embarrassed. We put him on the spot, and he wasn't expecting company. Maybe if we turn around, he'll start again. What was I saying? Oh, I think it's important not to be too bound to the guidelines you set up. You have to be willing to be a little flexible every now and then. Those guidelines are there for a guideline, you know. They're not supposed to be the end-all, be-all of your project. He noticed us, and he was not happy with the things we were saying. Let's see. Have I finished this side? Yeah, it's all done. Another thing I did, I updated the outside of the wall. I tried doing 3-wide cobblestone. Let's come back over here to this side, actually. I tried doing 3-wide cobblestone for the base of the wall. And I also tried doing a strip of bricks in the middle and 3-wide for bricks. I think this looks the best. I wanted to distinguish these like foundation things, columns, if you will, or supports or whatever. I wanted to distinguish them as being a little bit separate. And so the way that this is sort of arcing up this way, I thought that what was below it should be cobblestone. So except for here where you can see it goes down into the earth. It's supporting the whole thing. And the one side you can really see it, the foundation, it goes all the way down there. Generic B take note. Okay, so I tried 3-wide cobblestone here, and let me just show you what it looks like. It looks flat. I'll show you what I mean. It looks flat and 2-wide, even though it's 3-wide. TOO, it looks 2-wide. See how it looks kind of just like flat there? It doesn't really look like it's part of a wall. I don't know. I wasn't happy with it. I thought it looked a little too wide and a little too flat. So the solution to both those problems were cobblestone stairs, which makes it 2 blocks wide, although it's centered. So it has just the right amount of width, I think. And it also looks like it's sort of separating from the dirt a little bit. So I thought it added a nice bit of detail. And they wrap around all over. And it also connects around through to connect up to this path that leads to the center. Let's see, is this corner right? Yeah, I've been walking around trying to make sure I didn't make any mistakes, trying to make sure everything was consistent. But it looks pretty nice. So, okay, let's do something now. Let's do something next. Next up, let's have some steak, lump charcoal grilled. Let's do some updating to the garden. So let's swap out my building blocks for some garden blocks. Let's just keep a stack of cobblestone. Let's also get some soul sand, some extra dirt. I don't need these bones. These are from a monster I just killed. Let's get some leaves, maybe for some bushy type things, some stone for some stony outcrops, some gravel to break up the scenery a bit. Okay, and then we have saplings. I don't think I want spruce in this place. Maybe birch, maybe a combination of birch and oak. And let's see. I don't want my inventory to be too cramped right at first. So we won't bone meal the ground just yet. Oh, another thing I wanted to do. Did I? Oh, I did make these. Good. I set these to cook earlier because I want to make some flower pots for some bonsai trees. That's right. We're going to have like little bonsai benches set up. I think 18 is enough. I may want, I don't want to make more of those than I actually am going to use. But we're going to wait a little bit on those. But I forgot about those until just this second. What else? I think we'll save the grass, the vines, the ferns, and the lily pads until we've done a pass with all these things. Because those are smaller details. Same thing with the flower pots. We'll save those. And I guess, am I forgetting something? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Maybe not. Okay. Well, the server got rebooted when I was recording just there, so I got disconnected, and I decided to do a little landscaping off camera. Anyway, it looked a little too flat to me. The whole thing was too flat and a little too, well, it was dichromatic. I was going to say monochromatic, but it was green and gray. And I was looking at pictures of like Zen gardens and different type of like rivers and stuff. And I was noticing like all of the moss and the lichens and the algae and stuff on the riverbanks. And so I decided to spice up the rocks and the banks and stuff with some soul sand to try and make it look like there's some moss going on or some algae or that kind of thing. And I also tried to mix up the levels a little bit so it wasn't quite so flat. So we've got like a boulder here kind of thing sitting on another boulder, and that's repeated several times just so it looks a little bit more layered, a little less flat. Okay, but all of this has taken me quite a bit of time, so let's see. Let's do some time management. I'm very bad at this. I like to do everything all at once, and I don't stop until it's finished. Let's see. So let's go ahead and say that the paths, which I think the remnants of one, should be like the little example one I made. We'll do the paths another time when we do the next pass. We'll also do the bonsai trees and any sort of benches or little furniture or lanterns or permanent lighting like jack-o'-lanterns behind trees, that kind of stuff. We'll do all that the next time we update this. What I want to do now is I want to a couple things. I want to plant some trees and something like that. Yeah. I want to plant some trees and maybe bone meal the ground to get some ground clutter, which I may reduce here and there. But I just want to fill the place with visual information, if you will, and see what it looks like. Now, it will be very easy to make the place too crowded, so we're going to have to be a little bit restrained here. And I may actually, when we do the third pass where we add the little benches and bonsai trees and stuff, I may do, let's see, let's put you here. Look at me deliberating. Such an important decision. I may custom make trees, because these are they're very vanilla, and I want something a little more exotic feeling, if you will. But for now, this might be okay. Just to get an idea of what the place looks like if we fill it with stuff, you know? Sometimes there's only so much you can do imagining things in your head and making little blueprints and things. Sometimes you just have to go whole hog and... Can I do this close? I don't know about this. I'm going to say no, and I don't want to waste all my bone meal. Let's try here. Oh, okay, that's good. I have not used any zombie or monster grinders or experience farms or anything like that. And I don't really plan to, at least not for this phase of the map. Maybe once we leave the continent and I start my super duper large house, maybe at that point I'll start breaking the game, as it were, with Enderman farms and all that kind of stuff. But for right now, I'm enjoying the limitations imposed. A little sound lag. I'm enjoying the limitations imposed upon me, but not using any of those things. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's put you right there. Oh, good. Oh, good. And I guess oh wait, I have more of this stuff than I thought. Oh, and this is I'm gonna have to do a little edit here. I don't want it touching the wall. Gotta trim that stuff. Yeah, and I may just shave off all the leaves and just customize it. And I don't think we want one out here. Maybe I will eventually do something custom here, like a tiny, small little thing. But for now, just normal trees. Okay, there's one. I'm eyeballing this spot right there. Okay, looking nice. Have we almost done a full circuit? I am going to run out of bone meal. Whoops-a-daisy. I may just go snag someone else's. Just to get this done with. I would like to have enough left to hit the ground multiple times. Yeah, look at how many that takes. Okay, have we almost made... I think this is the last edge of the 4. And then we'll have gone around... all the way around. Oh, come on. Oh, and you know what? I think I may have some more bone meal in one of the other chests with all the dye and the hardened clay and whatnot. Okay. Let's put one right here. Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good for this phase. Just to see what it looks like with more stuff everywhere. And we'll get real specific about manicuring it a different video. Let's see. I have 20 left. Aha, I was correct. Yes, I did have some left over. And I still have, like, grass we can still put in, you know, very select places. I've got vines, ferns. Oh, lily pads. Let's do lily pads before we go. That's something we can do pretty simply. How many do I have? 2 stacks. Let's just put a stack right now. And then we'll call that done. We'll be done at that point. This'll I think add a nice flavor to it. It'll sort of link the moss and the lily, and it'll start to look more like what I'm going for, basically. Oh yes. Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Oh yeah. Oh yes. And I think the important thing when you're trying to place random blocks is to not think about it too much and just sort of move your cursor around in curves and click randomly. Sometimes the lag gets the better of you. Yeah. Oh yes. Okay, I don't want the doubles. No doubles, please. But this is looking pretty good. I'm liking the update. Sometimes I'll do one of these big updates and I'm just not happy with it. But this right here is working for me. Oh, come on. And also make traversing this area a little easier as well, because we can just hop across the lily pads. Let's see, we've got 8 left. Yep, okay. Let's just place the rest. And then we'll bone meal some stuff, and then we'll be done. I swear that'll be it. Okay, bone meal. Get a bone meal job. Oh, and I think I want to take out the flowers. I only want the flowers in very specific places. Otherwise, it's going to start to look like the outside landscape. I don't want it looking like that. Okay, good. No flowers. Break the flower, and we'll put some, like, potted flowers later. But I don't want them just growing out of the ground. We want a well-manicured and maintained garden. Doesn't have little wildflowers growing all over the place. Over to you. Okay, I guess we won't ground clutter the whole thing. I ran out of bone meal, which is fine. I just kind of wanted to see what it would look like anyway. And I'm thinking already that we're going to need to limit the amount of ground clutter. Because again, it just looks too wild. It doesn't look like a cultivated, well-maintained garden. This tree has got to go. Too big. Too big. Dominates the landscape. It shouldn't be going out beyond the walls of the garden. That's what a wall of a garden is. Outside, no garden. Inside, garden. So that's got to go. But just pretend that's not there. Oh, yes. Let's go look at it from this angle. Maybe that's a better angle. Whoa, buddy. Shiver, shiver. Okay. Oh, okay. Messed it up. Oh, zombies. He's chasing me. Oh, and I missed a couple flowers, obviously. But it's definitely coming along. Did a lot of work today. Made a lot of progress. And I am still working out the details on the roof. Wait till you see this thing. It's going to be crazy. Oh, yes. This angle looks much better. I like how prominent the water is from this angle. And maybe we need to limit the amount of trees so that the water is more prominent. I don't want the trees to be the most dominant thing. I want the water to be. So maybe we'll use these leaves to create some sort of hedges, shrubbery type things. And maybe some smaller custom trees that aren't quite as big. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do next time we work on this particular part. But I guess that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.